My mom and dad always told me how smart I was from the time I was a little girl. And I think I believed that. And because they continued to tell me that, I believed that I could do anything I set my mind to. When I think about what I am most excited about as being president of doTERRA, I'm very excited about partnering with Corey Lindley as the CEO. He's an amazing, brilliant man, and I think the two of us combined are the perfect person. Like I said, it's kind of bringing the head and the heart together. Corey is one of the most brilliant human beings I have ever met, and he will lead doTERRA in such an amazing way. But I bring the heart, and I've always said I'm the heartbeat of doTERRA, and it's because I love the people. I love what we represent. I love what we stand for. I love that we get to bring people the option of health freedom. And that gets to look different for every single person. I love that we get to help people unlock human potential. And we get to do that on both sides of the bottle. And so every single time we share an essential oil with someone, every single time we introduce someone to the business and let them know that they are capable of doing so much more than they ever imagined, what happens is we get to create jobs on the other side of the bottle, and we get to lift these amazing communities who desperately need help, and we get to break those chains of poverty. And for me, I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with seeing people change with the use of essential oils. I'm obsessed with seeing people change through our business, and I'm obsessed with lifting these communities. I'm also obsessed with what we get to do through our Hope model and all the things that we are doing to help people through our Healing Hands Foundation. And so when you look at all of that, how can we not be excited? How can we not be a part of this? We have created a movement, and I am so excited to bring more people into this movement so that more people can find that healing in their life. I get asked a lot, how does it feel to be the only woman, right, of a 7-person ownership team at doTERRA? And I never look at myself as being the only woman. I look at my 6 male partners as just being human beings. I don't see them as being male or female, and I don't think they see me as being male or female. I just see us as part of a family, a cohesive family that works together. I think because I am a female, I have had different hardships throughout my career that maybe my male counterparts haven't had to deal with, because I'm a mother of 4. And I have to juggle family and my career. And I think that's definitely been a balancing act that maybe falls a little bit more on women than men. But I also appreciate how supportive they have been through that process, and knowing that my family will always come first. What am I looking forward most to for 2022? I feel that this is the year of rebirth, of relaunch. We've had 2 years to really kind of go through more of a rest and digest state. And it's been humbling. It's been healing. For some, it's been polarizing and divisive. And this is our time now to kind of rise from the ashes, to heal those parts of us that need to be healed, and to relaunch and to really have that rebirth. And I am so excited for that for doTERRA, because it is in those difficult moments that we learn the most. And if we don't go through trial, we can't progress. And I'm so grateful for that time that we've had, because I look forward to what awaits. My favorite doTERRA product changes by the day, and I think it depends on what mood I'm in. I definitely have an obsession with rose. That's the oil of self-love, and I think all of us need a little bit more self-love, because when we love ourselves, we have so much more love to give. I also have an obsession with yarrow palm. Can't get enough of that. And also Immortelle, because that's kind of my Swiss Army knife, because it's good for just about everything. Mm-hmm. Me time is definitely a warm bath with Epsom salt, geranium and arbor vitae, and a really good book. That's my time where I just get to unwind and kind of come back into myself, and then I come out of that time, and I am refreshed and ready to go. There's a song that my mom used to sing to me when I was a little girl. It's called Sing Your Way Home. I'm not one that remembers the lyrics of a lot of songs. I will sing along as long as as there's music going, but to be able to just sing a cappella without any assistance, there aren't a lot of songs that I know 100% by heart. But that is a song that I do know by heart, and I will always remember those tender moments of my mom singing to me when I was a little girl and singing that song in the car as we were driving home late at night together as a family. She tried to soothe us and help us go to sleep. I definitely have a very specific ritual I do every time before I take the stage, and it's an oil ritual. I put Melissa on my thumb and put it up on the roof of my mouth and breathe that in, because it just gets rid of all of the cobwebs, helps me think very, very clearly. I put rose over my heart, right? It's the oil of self-love, so that way I'm able to give more love and really connect to the people that I am with. I put balance on my feet and on the back of my neck. I want to be grounded and aligned. And then motivate goes on the back of my neck, and my hands, rub it in and inhale it. And I also say a little prayer that I will know what the people in attendance need to hear from me and that I can connect with them. And that's what I do every time before I take the stage. I think the biggest lesson I've learned from founding and building doTERRA is that we are capable of so much more than we realize. And we learn it line upon line. It doesn't come all at once. And so often we think that we need to have certain attributes in order to be successful. And it's not true. Each and every one of us has our own set of gifts and strengths and talents. And we have to develop them. It's just like learning to play an instrument, right? You have to learn to play the notes. And the more you play, the more you practice, the more you come into tune. And that's definitely what I found as I realized that I had gifts and strengths that I didn't know were gifts and strengths. And I've learned to play to them. And I love helping other people recognize what their gifts and strengths are as well, because when we step into them, it gives other people around us permission to step into their own gifts. If I could choose one place in the world I want to travel to, it is definitely Kazanlak, Bulgaria. It has been on my bucket list since the year 2000. I have this obsession with rose. And I love the soil. My grandmother always grew rose bushes along her driveway, and her bathroom always smelled of rose lotion, and so it always has reminded me of my grandma. And ever since I learned of the Valley of the Roses, which is in Kazanlak, I've always wanted to travel there. And so one of my dreams came to fruition just last year, where we opened up our distillery in Kazanlak and are now supporting thousands of harvesters all over Kazanlak with the rose harvest. And we give them a distillery now where they know they can bring their rose petals and get a fair price for their rose petals. And it's just such a treasured oil, and I am so excited for these travel requirements to be lifted so that I can travel there and see it with my own eyes and smell it with my own nose and just feel the amazing energy of that valley. My evening routine looks a little bit different than my morning routine. I usually work in the office until late hours of the night, and then I have a long commute home. And so during my commute home, I like to do one of two things. Either I will reach out to a wellness advocate, and I love to talk to them. I love to find out what's going on in their day. And so often, I'll reach out to them hoping that maybe I can pour some inspiration into them, but they always end up inspiring me because I hear their stories and everything that they're going through, and it always feeds my soul. Or I will listen to an audio book that's going to feed me, and I love that. I love having dinner with my family, but as I unwind at night, it is definitely that warm bath with Epsom salt, my choice of oil. I love geranium. I love arbor vitae combined. Adaptive is another one of my favorites. And just take that time to read a book and kind of unwind so that I can be ready for the next day. The last book I read, I'm actually reading 5 books at the moment. I love to read. But the last book I've read, I just finished it this weekend, was The Last Lecture. My very first job was when I was 12 years old, and I'd been babysitting for a family. And I think because I did such a good job, because their house would always be immaculate when they came home at night, besides the kids all taken care of and put in bed, that they offered me a job to work at the Big R Family Drive-In. And so that's where I worked for the first 4 years from 12 to 16. If I could describe doTERRA's future with one word, it's hard to choose just one, I would probably have to use the word heal. Right? I think that's what we stand for. We heal people. And we are definitely a healing company. I think the part of my job that I love the most is my interaction with our wellness advocates. I love them so much. And I love helping them break through these limiting beliefs that they have and helping them recognize their full potential and seeing the change in them and just seeing them light up and seeing them progress in their business and seeing what happens when they get outside of themselves and really dedicate their lives into the service of other people. That is my absolute favorite. But I also am so obsessed with our compact sourcing and being on the ground and working with our growers and getting to lift up these communities. I love everything that I do. There's not an aspect of my job that I don't enjoy. Wellness advocates should be excited about getting outside of themselves, right? Connecting with people again. What's happened in this world is we've lost human connection. And these essential oils give us the excuse to connect with people. When you look at all the things people are struggling with right now, right? They're lonely. You've got these sad feelings they're dealing with. We've got amazing products to help with that. I mean, Adaptive was created for this moment in time right now that we're living in. They want to know how to protect their bodies in a natural way. They are researching more than ever right now. We have the solutions they are seeking, but also what they're seeking is to be seen, to feel needed, to know that they are valued. And that's what this business gets to bring into it. We get to bring this community where we get to educate each other, we get to lift each other up, and we get to be connected. And so now is the time to let the past go, break outside of your shell, and connect with people, because as you do that, that's when you're going to come alive. That's when you're going to feel the healing in your heart. And that's how we heal the world. One drop, one person, one community at a time.